think it's sweet, I stay with the heat even though I'm a sad boy. You better watch the way you breathe around me for that breath be your last boy. I've been drinking red, boy. I've been chopping on these birds, McCoy. No, I made my rich in really 9 months. Overseas, honey skin.
Hello guys, it is your boy back here with another video. But before we even start anything, I want to apologize so much for the last video. That thumbnail I put in the Unorthodox series one instead of the Arthur one. Not the best way to commemorate the start of a great series. I truly apologize for that. Like, it might not be a big deal to some of you, but it is a big deal to me. I don't know how fucking coked out I was that I put that shit in, but it really pissed me off after I was reminded of it. I'm really sorry about that. Yeah, I just was like out of that shit. But this part, I'm gonna put the correct thumbnail in. I don't do much for the fucking video as it goes through. You just listen to my voice. The least I could do is get a fucking thumbnail right. So I was bothered by that. But I still hope you enjoy this. This is the series y'all won't stop asking me about. So if you don't enjoy it, I'm gonna be pissed off. All right. Without any further ado, let's get right into it with the recap. Just sit back, relax, and do whatever feels comfortable. Let's get right into it. Alright, so we last began with Asta training his many elements, start off the series, then returning home, getting into a competition with Yuno, which he gets punished for. He would then go right back to training and get to Grimoire Tower very late for the ceremony. He gets his Grimoire, which is white and a 4-leaf, but he leaves right after getting tested and all, after, getting it, and he just wants to test himself. My bad. He only returns when he sees Yuno's in trouble and saves him from Repchi before berating him and literally scaring the crap out of him, or as I said in the last part, the Holy Ghost, because like them screams was not fake. So a time skip of 6 months passes. The two head to the capital. Asta leaves behind an advanced golem he made to help and protect his family. He passed the exams after facing Yuno and beating him. Asta chooses the Black Bulls, but Yuno goes with the Golden Dawn. And the first thing Asta does when he arrives at his new home is he kicks Luck's face in. He fits with the Bulls pretty well, settles in quite well after passing the baptism while fighting Luck and Magna at the same time. And Magna shows him around, and they meet Noel. But of course, that doesn't go very well. And the next day, Asta plans to teach Luck, but ends up teaching him and Noel as he stops her from going out of control with her magic. Yuno meanwhile asks for his seniors to fight him, and we'll actually start with the Golden Dawn on this part. As William or Vengeance, I'll be calling him William and Vengeance, I'll alternate between. As he's working in his office, he gets a knock on his door. Come in. As he opens the door, Alexandra says, "Sir, the new recruits, he's causing some trouble." "Oh, I don't think sparring counts as trouble." As he enters, Alexandra closes the door behind. "I don't know if I could call it sparring. It's a disgrace to our squad, sir. He's acting as if he wants to break the ice. Can you think of a single person here aside from who is a commoner? While I fully understand your biases, I also know they're more prejudiced, if anything." Feeling ashamed to be called out by basically his hero like this, Alexandra dares not even look at him in the face, but William also says, "Just try to get along with him." Cutting to we see him a bit drenched in sweat, but not necessarily tired, while before him laid his seniors completely laid out and already done for, and he had just fought another one of them, and the others were just too tired to even stand. How are you doing this?" asked Klaus. Mimosa, who didn't participate, watched the whole fight, and it was so bizarre because didn't fight like a mage. He was way more up close, much more aggressive as well. "Want to go again? I just recharged my mana," said Yuno. "How could you possibly have done that?" yells L'Etoile. "I gather mana and absorb it while I fight. My brother taught it to me." No, this guy's strong." In an instant, as if a switch flipped, they saw Yuno differently. The first part of their discrimination was in due to his strength and their own arrogance. Their arrogance has been crushed as well as their pride now. Yuno just needed to get rid of their prejudice. That's something Asta's better at, Yuno thought. Back at the Black Bulls, we see Luck attack Asta with blinding speed, clawing at him, but he blocks it with his bare body and sends him flying with a punch to his stomach. He would then imbue himself with lightning and appear behind Luck, palm striking him in the back to the floor as he bounces back due to how hard he impacted. But quickly he swung at Asta, who backed up, and Luck fires a ball of lightning and then another and another, which Asta keeps knocking away. "I'm not gonna wait much longer, Noel. You might find my fist at your throat." He looks back at Noel, who's preparing a spell, and she thinks, "Anything but that, come on." She builds up a massive attack just when Asta says, "Stop closing your eyes. You really think you could hurt me?" As she forces her eyes open, getting over her bad habit, she tells him to shut up, firing the water ball, and for a moment it gains form. And the moment it does, Luck moves out of the way as Asta turns, palm striking and dispersing it while freezing it. Not bad. Making a fist, Asta would then strike and release wind blasts underground, which nearly cleave Luck, who dodges, getting a cut on his side, only to find Asta's fist at his face, and he instinctively closes his eyes, but then just gets tapped on the head and falls on his ass. Every time. What about you, Noelle? As he looks to Noelle, an earth clone holds up an ice blade at her throat. Not faring any better. As the golem collapses, Noelle would then sigh with relief, falling to her knees. I finally used the spell correctly. Hey. As she turns around, Noelle backs up, seeing an annoyed Asta as he was really up close, and he says, it's not the end yet. Your spells really still get on my nerves. You're way too close. Get used to it. As she blushes, a shout is then heard from inside as they all turn to see Magna run out. Hey, what about me, huh? You're just gonna leave me out? Growing wide grins, Noelle and Luck startle Magna when he finds Asta right before him, and he grabs his shoulders. Alright then, let the training begin. This feels off somehow, thought Magna. In the following days, Noelle gets close enough to the Black Bulls to call them family and finds that they could care less about her issues, and Asta keeps training her, Luck, and now Magna. And Asta also realizes that Magna's strength lies not in using normal magic, but in runes, as he's clearly more of a fighter and more of an unorthodox type of mage, so long range spells just don't work for him, as we've seen in the manga, my bad. He teaches him rune magic, which he learns much faster than he should be able to, but like honestly, I'm trying to give Magna an edge, and it shouldn't be that weird to say that he can learn rune magic as fast as he did, because with Zora, it only took like a few months, and that's pretty amazing in its own. Now imagine Asta, who's basically like been researching magic his entire life, teaching him this. It makes it much easier. It's not like it's just all innate talent. I'm not making him that OP. So he has a much more different fighting style, and I will unveil how he fights soon. Time skip. We enter the dining room of the Black Bulls and find Charmy cooking with her magic, as with the blushing face she hands a plate to Asta. Thank you. It's no problem. You can have all the goodies you want. So what do you guys actually do anyway? Go on missions, said Luck, and fight a bunch of strong people. Oh, well, you get to protect people and stuff. Maybe, said Vanessa. Maybe I'll even find a good gentleman to watch me, or you maybe? Nah, I'm good. That's boring, said Asta. It's an occupation my sister loves, said Gosh. I mean, look at her. Isn't she adorable? He shows a picture to Asta, who agrees, and Gosh says he'll kill him, confusing the young boy. And at that point, looming over him, Gray then steps in, and Asta turns as she takes the form of himself, saying, we'll be doing a bunch of fun stuff together. That's all you need to know. Okay. They are all such weirdos, thought Noelle. They're nice people. Oh, you guys in there? Hearing Magna, Noelle will then turn, only to scream as he enters naked along with Yami. Where are your clothes? Put some clothes on. Oh, hey guys, crazy day, huh? Said Asta. I guess that old man's actually really good at that game, said Yami. Anyway, I have a mission for you. Put some clothes on first. After they do change, because Noelle really just couldn't fucking stand it, Yami then says they need to exterminate some boars in Sashi village. And they depart with Magna letting Noelle ride his crazy cyclone. Damn it, why do I have to ride this thing, she shouts. It's because you suck at controlling your mana. Don't hit the player, hit the game, said Magna. Though angry, Noelle can't deny that, well, yeah, it's facts. And she then looks to Asta freely flying about, and she was about to ask something but stopped herself. I can't keep relying on him like that. By the way, Magna-senpai, that guy you play poker with, you know him like that? Yeah, he visited my village the day I told everyone I was becoming a knight. Just then, Asta felt and saw a disturbance in mana and told Magna to follow him as he glides down. And he follows Asta, and Noelle sees it, as well as Magna, a wall of mist. What the? This isn't good, said Noelle. Magna and Noelle land, but Asta stays in the air, blowing everything away with a blast of wind as he makes his way forward. Wait for us! They follow behind as the mist wall would close up, and Asta increases speed, appearing and getting struck by an icicle protecting the village chief. Young man, are you okay? Asked the chief. Another... Can you stop getting in the way of my plans, said Heath. But it seems we have the same type of magic. As he takes a cold breath, Asta smiles. Don't worry, Gramps, I'm mighty strong. He slightly looks back, seeing the battered man, and tells him to rest just as Magna and Noel arrive, and runes appear below Magna's feet as he propels himself forward with great speed at Heath, who creates a massive shield of ice. "You're a waste of time," said Heath. "I'll decide that." As he strikes, Magna covers the shield with runes and detonates it, firing point blank a massive fireball that then explodes, taking the shield with it, and Magna then reaches for and grabs his collar, slamming an explosion into his face. "Oh, what is this? Mages don't fight like this," thought Heath. His men then attack, forcing Magna to jump back, as when they tried to, magic attacks would only bounce off of a dome of revolving water that would then cover Magna and the citizens. "Noel, not bad," said Asta. "Just shut up and take care of them. This much is nothing." Taking out his blade, Asta blitzes Heath, striking him with the hilt and flash freezing him with a massive iceberg, and then kicking an underling, doing the same while dodging another attack of magic. "Who are you?" From the side, Magna then punches and slams the mage who put up the mist barrier to begin with to the ground, and then just detonates his face in. "We're the Black Bulls, you asshole." "Good work, you two." As Asta and Noel nod, the barrier is then let down, and they're surprised by the applause coming from the people they just rescued. Being a Black Bull, Magna never experienced this, but "This feels so amazing," he exclaimed. "You saved us," said the village chief. Noel then goes and helps up the old man as his grandson cries, unable to let him go, and she's happy that he's okay. In the following moments, they are healed by Asta of little injuries, while Heath and his men are restrained by runes that block off their access to mana. But when he wakes up, he sees the situation and tries to use his grimoire. "What the? Why isn't it?" "It's not gonna work." As he looks to Asta, he approaches, now having a bizarre bird on his head. "Your magic isn't gone, it just can't be accessed." "I don't know how I do it, I just do." "What's gonna happen to them?" asked Noel. "Hand them over to the magic investigation squad. Let them handle it," said Magna. "Maybe they can figure out what that stone is too." And so they return home and take care of the boars as well. And Magna has never felt more proud to be a Black Bull, because after all these years, he had actually grown, and so did the bulls. At the base, Yami then announces they have gained 1 star from the Wizard King. "Not bad, you idiots." "Well, does that mean anything though?" asked Asta. "Considering we're at negative 30 stars. "Not really," said Yami. Noel is shocked, asking how that's even possible, but Asta bursts into laughter, finding it hilarious. "I mean, isn't it?" He points this question to the bird, who stays quiet, and Asta would say, "Yeah, she thinks it's funny." "Also here," said Yami. "Your first paycheck." "Actually," said Asta, "can you send that to my home? I don't really need it." "Whatever you say, kid. Don't go stealing anything. I get in trouble, and then if I get in trouble, you die. Charmy Senpai's food covers my need for expenses. Also, I don't buy stuff. I make it myself." "Aw, that's a shame. I was gonna take you guys shopping," said Vanessa. "You can take Noel. I'm practicing magic all day." He then runs off with Magna and Luck running after, saying to wait for them. "They became more motivated since Asta came," said Vanessa. Vanessa Senpai? Huh? Yeah, what's up? Can we go to the market? I really want a new wand." As she smiles, Vanessa says that she'll make it her mission to get her the best one. Time then passes, with everyone getting even stronger. Also, though normally one is not able to excessively increase their mana pool, Asta's cultivation raised Magna into the realm of geniuses, allowing him to now release massive blasts and still not be tired, meaning that he and Luck have spars that have gotten way more intense, way more vicious, and Asta has actually made individual spells. And what I mean by that will be revealed in the next arc. I mentioned it in the last part, but you will see. A new dungeon is discovered, and so the Golden Dawn and Black Bulls are sent to it, though they do not know about that. And we then cut to Noel, Luck, and Asta making their way through a tunnel. "No, it has to be Sylvantis. Why are you naming it after your family? It's so obvious," said Asta. "I would just name her Nero, because it means black. Simple." As she raises a wing and, agreeing, Nero likes the name, which Asta says, "See? Fine, it doesn't sound that bad anyway." Just then they enter the actual dungeon and are less shocked by this discovery. "This place, it feels familiar," said Asta. Luck's acute senses allow him to then sense and step on a trap which spews wind at him, and he dodged, wowed by the mechanics of this. This place is filled with them," said Asta, as he walks to and kneels to one, inspecting the mana with his eyes. Luck then hovers over him, asking if he found anything interesting at all, and Asta stands. "Just don't step on them. I know you can sense them." "You're no fun." Just then he and Asta sense a fight happening, and Luck leaps away using runes to increase his speed. "Go on without me, okay?" you mean go on? Get back here. Just give up. We both know that's not gonna happen, said Asta. As she sighs, she makes her way forward right before then stepping in on a trap, and she's then grabbed and pulled back by Asta, leaving her blushing. I said don't step on them. Well, it's not like I can see them like you can, idiot. Fair enough. He then lets her stand on her own and feels a familiar presence as he looks to a tunnel, and out of it comes a massive spear of wind that releases, and pulling aside Noel, Asta's grimoire then shines as he swings, creating a very detailed blade of wind which blows away Yuno's attack and strikes at a wall, causing a massive crack that spreads, collapsing in the tunnel that Yuno was in. He flies out of it just barely with his wind arc on which he carried his comrades. You're using actual spells now? Pick a side, said Yuno. As he lands, Noel then screams, asking why the hell he attacked them. He's my brother, said Asta. That makes way too much sense, they all thought. Also, I'll use whatever I want. What, you can't handle it? Wanna try my gravity magic? I'm not insane. Why are you trying to kill your little brother, said Yuno. Well, that's a bit harsh, I mean. This is nothing compared to our training sessions. So you're Asta, said Klaus as he approached him, pushing up his glasses. Why did you choose the Black Bulls? None of your business. What? It's just a simple question. Simple answer. Don't think about it. Doesn't matter anyway. I don't care what, the Night Order is all about. I'm guessing that's what you were gonna imply, right? That them having me won't change anything. Don't get cocky. Did I cover everything that you were gonna, mention? As he's frozen, Klaus thinks that he's got, the nail hit right on the head. He doesn't know how to deal with this commoner. Meanwhile, Mimosa and Noel catch up and build misunderstandings without realizing, because Noel thinks that Mimosa is a pompous little bitch, but Mimosa's just nice, and she's thought of her sincerity as her being a a mischievous person, and Mimosa just likes Noel. Regardless, this is when Mimosa said, we actually got a star from the Wizard King. That's why he sent us here. Oh, us too, said Noel. Then where's your third guy, asked Yuno. I mean, there has to be a squad of 3 for this mission. He ran off to go fight. He'll be fine. Alright, the treasure room. I need some stuff in there. Come on, Noel. He grabs her and takes her to the sky, flying off as Nero's feathers ruffle off as she keeps a deadpan look while, standing on his head. And she thought, nothing about this kid makes sense. Mimosa, quickly show the map, said Klaus. We are not losing to them. If that's your goal, give up. Asta can sense mana and map literally everything in his head. What? I stopped trying to understand how that's even possible. Let's just do our best. Meanwhile, Asta and Noel land with her pushing him off. Well, he quickly gets over it and he's just left wowed by the massive gate before them holding the treasures he wished for. It's beautiful. Well, I've never been in one of these, but they're supposed to have untold amazing items, so I get your point. Good, I was thinking of making you a wand using the one that Vanessa Senpai got you. As she blushes, she's surprised. However, before she can, express herself, she is then blown back by a wave of wind and crashes, bruising herself. Ow, what the heck, is it that guy again? Looking forward, she saw an explosion of what seemed like diamonds were in the place that she once stood, and an incredible pressure made her turn to see Mars, making his way over on a path of minerals. Move, you're in my way, he said. What the hell did you just try to do? Asked Asta. If you don't answer, I'll kill you. To me, you're all pebbles, so it doesn't matter. Is that so? Said Asta. He appears right before Mars, who couldn't even react and is grabbed by the face, which is then forced into his mineral path that he created, shattering the trail as his face is then crushed into the ground, and only then does all the pain rush in, leaving him gasping. I gave you one chance, you wasted it. Now I'll waste you. As he coughs up blood, Mars screams, releasing an explosion of spikes, and Asta jumps back as he explodes with orange lightning, landing and then pulling his blade out of his grimoire. Elemental magic. He points forward, and as Mars lands, a rune array appears behind him, and in a second, it blasts him with a massive charge of lightning as he screams and is sent flying towards Asta, who swings up, but clashes with Mars' mineral armor, only for it to shatter. This man isn't some pebble. He's dangerous, stopped Mars. As he clenches his teeth with his boost in speed, Asta appears right behind the man, leaving behind 4 cuts of lightning that shock Mars, with him screaming as he falls. Noel, you good? Yeah. I've never seen him fight this seriously before. He's like a seasoned veteran. Walking past her, he apologizes for the fact that she didn't get to have any action. Though honestly, facing me is more fun, right? As he smiles, Noel is taken by him and kicks him away, saying to shut up, as he just laughs it off again, and they make their way towards the massive door while Mars is just laying in his, his own despair. And as he pulls back his arm and they reach the door, Asta is enveloped by mana skin. In his past life, Asta gained the body of an Ashura in the Dragonic category, meaning that even without mana or ether, which he can use, he is a physical monster. So when he applies mana, he is too powerful to stop. He punches and leaves cracks in the door, blowing away everything with mostly his strength, and smiles as he enters and begins to instantly just grab everything he can, putting it in his grimoire through a rune on his arm. My precious, my precious. You know what? At this point, it's not even surprising anymore, said Noel. This is when she senses and turns to see the Golden Dawn arrive, and ahead of them is Luck, who lands first. Did I miss anything? A lot, actually, said Noel. As the Golden Dawn lands, they make their way in, with Luck seeing the greedy Asta taking everything he wants. I have so many ideas for you. Hey, leave some for us, you grubber, said Klaus, as he ran in yelling for Mimosa and Yuno to back him up. I've never seen him that excited before, said Mimosa. Your brother has an infectious energy. Tell me about it. He doesn't know when to stop. We should go help him before he blows a gasket, though. As they make their way in, they all get what they can, but Yuno is drawn to a certain something and opens up a scroll which blinds him with light, catching everyone's attention. But quickly the light faded and everyone approached asking what happened. Just then, pecking at his head, Nero points to a wall and Asta walks to it, while Yuno tells everyone that he's just as confused. Asta, report? Oh, bossing me around now, huh? It's spirit magic. My boy, congratulations, you're now the owner of Sylph. What's behind this wall? Spirit magic, said Klaus. Are you sure? How are you sure? As he checks the wall, Asta says that he can tell from the mana, and there should be a new spell for Yuno. And as he checks his grimoire, he does find one, but he can't read these glyphs. Just then, Asta kicks down the wall and makes his way in to find a sword. He grabbed it and feels his mana being absorbed, but then flexes his arm, disrupting the effect with ether, and he then pulled it out of the ground, inspecting it. It reminds me of something. He takes a seat, taking it out. He takes out from his storage on his arm a 5-leaf grimoire he cleaned and repurposed. That grimoire then opens up by itself, and the sword will just fly into it, leaving Asta more interested than before. It's negative magic, isn't it? Asta having fun in there? Asked Yuno. Oh, plenty, said Asta as he made his way out, and Earl would then lie on his shoulder. Now, let's get out of here. As they leave, they take Mars out safely, leaving him somewhere outside the dungeon, and Asta personally goes and takes out the ones that, Luck beat, including Lotus, and just sets them down peacefully, because they're not here to, kill people. They're just here to do their mission. We then see them making their way through the air, with Yuno using his arc, while the bulls ride on an ice dragon resembling the form of Sylvie. Asta just makes it subconsciously. Why did you do that? Why did you get them out? Asked Klaus. Felt like it. Why are you so concerned I did? Aren't I supposed to hold up some sort of code? They were enemies. What, you're gonna kill them? You've never taken someone's life, so stop acting like you do it now, just nonchalantly. If you want to talk about being tough, be ready to back up your words. He glares at Klaus, who asks, You've taken a life before then? Of course not. As he facepalms, Asta laughs, saying that he's stupid for asking, and Melissa finds him hilarious, while Noel says to shut up. Stop acting tough, stupid Asta. With all the times you bruised me, I wouldn't be surprised if you told me that you killed someone, said Yuno. Yeah, well, the difference is I input in the fear of death, never inflicted it. You're welcome. Klaus at that moment, though he does not know Asta fully, gained respect for him. He had already gotten used to Yuno by this point, and they're actually already quite close in this timeline, but something about Asta was just different. It's also when Melissa builds her massive crush on him. So they return home. Asta starts tinkering like crazy, using his magic to create a little special something for Noelle, using the wand that she got at the market, and then making it something entirely new. We find her looking at it as she walks with Asta through the capital the next day, and she was wowed. How you liking it? I think it fits pretty well. I think she likes it. As he looks to Nero for approval, the bird stays deadpan as Asta pouts, saying that she could show some form of enthusiasm. It's amazing, but why is it a ring? The question is, why did you put it on your ring finger? We're not married or anything. Of course, you idiot. Shut up. I never marry you. What are the effects? Well, I organized your wand and replicated its workings into that ring. I engraved it with runes, so now it carries the same properties and much more. You'll find that you'll be able to focus your magic even better. As she's left amazed, even more, she's happy she can actually grow stronger, but then becomes irritated upon seeing girls on the streets cooing over him and blushing, which she stays oblivious of. Again, I don't like these types of scenes, but I have to make them just because people in the black overworld just like simp over anything. Like they will simp over anyone because they think they have a cool factor, alright? Like I have to do it. It's also Big Chad Arthur Leywin. Man pulls more bitches without even realizing just by fucking walking, alright? Compared to like Yuno, whatever the fuck, he ain't got nothing on fucking Arthur, so I have to make it happen. I just have to. Back on the fucking plot. And Asta thought at this moment, as this was happening, I'm sensing a lot of bloodlust. Just then Asta sees the Golden Dawn on another road, beside them, and he calls out to them, and they meet up, begin to walk together. Mimosa and Noel start talking, and she clearly takes notice of the ring. Asta give it to you? Yeah, it's pretty amazing, right? It's a wand. She shows a proud look, and Mimosa says that she's really happy for her. I've never seen you so happy. You always seem so miserable at the gathering parties. I do look happier, don't I? The boys, meanwhile, what did you do with all those items, Asta? Asked Klaus. So much. As we speak, Magna and Luck are receiving training. As he hears this, Yuno would snap, saying, "They're gonna die, you idiot!" "They'll be fine." "What's that supposed to mean?" asked Klaus. "When I asked Asta to train me, he began by repeatedly beating me up, and then he got creative, and he made a golem do it for him while he watched." "What an efficient method," said Klaus. "Right? Don't agree with him, damn it!" Welcome, guys. As their conversation is cut short, they all look forward to seeing Julius, who welcomes them with a smile and a wave of his hand, and instantly Klaus and Mimosa fall to their knees. That, of course, including Noel, the nobles, they all fall to their knees. "I never expected you would meet us here," said Klaus. "Would the three of you get down? That's the Wizard King." While they're both surprised, Julius would say, "It's okay. Let's have a walk. Just follow me." So this is the man I'm trying to overcome, thought Yuno. As they follow him to a tower, there he sees spells, asking, "Ooh, can you show me how this one works?" "Sorry, I can't even seem to use it yet." As he sheds a tear of disappointment, he says, "Well, regardless, this has to be the most important thing that was in there. I look forward to your progress." "Thank you, sir." "And Asta, I got a report saying you made a bunch of items. Can I see them?" His eyes glisten even more than before for Yuno, but Asta says that he left everything in his room. But then Julius just wants Asta to explain to him his magic, especially your use of runes. Is that how you can use multiple elements, or is that natural? "I can use all main elements and their deviants. It's called elemental magic. The runes are something that I made to amplify that. Look through my grimoire if you want. I mean, I augmented it, so." "You can do that?" asked Mimosa. "I mean, it's mine, isn't it?" Took a bit of force though. As his grimoire flies out and shows itself to Julius, flipping through pages for him, he's just amazed. "Time magic?" he asked. "The same as me." "Of course you can use time magic," said Yuno. "Oh please, I can do anything I want." When he says it so callously, anyone can believe him, and more specifically, Julius does, thinking, forget potential, he knows what he's aware of and easily does what he wants and what he sends his mind to. He's not a genius, he's a fully realized mage. As he shows a smile, he thanks Asta for trusting him with this information, and Asta says it's nothing and puts the grimoire into the rune in his arm, storing it away. "Ooh, spatial runes?" asked Julius. "I've had them since I was a kid," said Asta. "I can't really explain it. Also, isn't there something else you wanna ask?" He looks back to Yuno, who snaps out of his daze and would ask what it takes to become a Wizard King. This makes Julius answer merit, which he takes to heart, and as he escorts them to a room where they find new knights they've never seen before waiting for them for a ceremony. Upon them seeing Asta and Yuno specifically, they have mixed feelings, especially at like Dora. And when Julius takes his throne, he mentions what everyone in the room had done and praises their ranks, like their fucking accolades, all that stuff, what they've done to get to their ranks. And he also pays credit to the newbies, but their ranks don't change it. And then he sends them off to a banquet. Also, I should mention, living his life restricted by nobility has actually, it's so weird to, okay, so, before, the nobility in Arthur's world, obviously, even as like a strong person, he still had threats. Like, people were always on Arthur's shit. They just would not leave him the hell alone. Elves and dwarves, like everyone in his life, made him yearn for freedom. This is why he cares not what people think of him, and to him, Most people are very weak. Like, even magic knights don't mean shit. Magic knight captains are nothing. So during this banquet, he goes ham, eating as he pleases like a ruffian, because he really doesn't care. This is the influence of what Arthur really wanted, because like all that trauma is just because nobles wouldn't like shut the hell up and let their ego slide. Man, this is some good stuff. Charmy Senpai still, like, you know, better, but still. The nobles are left annoyed by this rat who has snuck into their society and is just doing whatever he wants. Look at him acting like he's an animal. Who does he think he is just because he has a four-leaf? Watching from afar, most of Klaus and Yuno feel bad, but Yuno more so is about to explode if anything. But Asta's just relaxing and even trying to, you know, feed Nero. However, part of Asta's personality is an act, and that act breaks when he hears Noel's voice and turns. Hey you. He gets out of his seat, making his way towards Solid, slapping from his hand the glass cup he just used to drench her with water before then sending him flying with a punch to the face. He leaves a dent in the wall, releasing a massive shockwave as every knight present is just left wide-eyed. Don't hurt my friend. Asta, said Noel, I'm fine. Oh yeah, you're the poster child for happiness right now. There's no need to lie in front of me, Noel. Who do you think you are? Yells Nebula as she releases a wave of mist towards Asta, who puts his hand in his pockets, creating before him a room that expels a magic volley of daggers made of wind that blow through this and stop right before her as she closes her eyes in fear. Don't act all high and mighty if you can't back it up. He's gonna get in trouble, said Klaus. Yuno stays, ready to fight just in case he has to do something, right as Alidora shows a fit of anger. A scoundrel like you shouldn't be permitted to even talk. A massive mass of sand binds Asta, pushing back Noel right as it is then effortlessly blown away by wind, and Asta turns with a deranged and angry look to see Alidora, freezing him in fear as he then points to him and then down. The man is forced to the ground by gravity as he grunts in pain. That's enough. As he looks back towards Noel, he now stands filling the room with his dense mana just to intimidate the kid, which leaves the other knights frozen in fear. He's gone and done it now. Captain's involved. He's gonna really get it. Elemental magic. King's force. An oppressive and suffocating pressure overwhelms the one that Nozel is putting out, but it doesn't affect Asta's friends in the slightest as his eyes turn lavender. The tip of his hair changes and gains runes all over his body. That's enough. That's enough? What's enough, bastard? I thought you were siblings. I guess blood means nothing to you idiots. Captains or not, means nothing to me. I will kill you right here. The force will then deactivate, and everyone is left gasping for breath. And Asta returns to normal as he asks Noel to never suffer in silence again. No one deserves to be thought of as less. As she nods though, she says, you think you might have taken it a bit far? As he looks around now with a nervous sweat, he says, okay, maybe just a little. Even the captains? Who is this commoner? Don't attack the black bulls and expect no pushback, said Asta. I don't care. I'll take all of you on. You think I'm bluffing? I can up the pressure to 100-fold. Try me. Okay, now for my food. He grabs Noel and brings it to his table while everyone now stays completely wary because he switches in the blink of an eye. Like, this man goes from happy, goofy to terrifying. They are not trying to see that side again. And they're just, he's trying to bring Noel some satisfaction from being a magic knight and not hate it just because people are making fun of her, especially her family. But as he sits her down, though, he notices something and walks to a window as he opens it wide. And instantly, everyone senses flare, with Asta watching as portals open on the kingdom, dropping fireballs that cause massive shockwaves and damage. We're under attack. Everyone get ready for battle. Running into the room, a guard is about to warn them, but can see that they're already clearly on top of things. Asta, what are you doing? Yells Klaus. Ignoring him, Asta would then jump and fly down as he crashes into the streets, seeing people running about indiscriminately, and he breathes in thinking, elemental magic, sound series, resonance. Everyone listen to me. Sound waves ripple through the entire kingdom, and those who panic near him stop as he says, don't worry, we'll take care of all of this, but right now, head to the massive pillar you see. As those far off wonder what he means, a slab of earth rises and those like Sister Teresa take charge, quickly using her magic to defend people and lead them to this place. He sees people gathering, and Asta then finally uses earth magic to create something very amazing, creating from the ground up a massive ship that has everyone float above them, then releasing a ramp. Come on everyone, get on board. Thank you so much. Take my child first. Thank you for saving us. Compliments mean nothing to me. Hurry up. Please hurry up. The knight captains present at this point make their way out from the banquet and are less surprised to see Asta already taking care of business like it's nothing. Whoa, sis, that guy's earth magic is way better than mine. Call me captain. Sorry, sis. As she sighs, Charlotte just gives up on this like she always does. And Solid has well, let's say a mildly adverse reaction to this, and since he had just gotten woken up from getting thrashed with one punch, he thought he was freaking geeking, like he thought he was out of it. That damn commoner created such a construct in no time? It can't be. At this point is when the streets would fill with undead, but Noelle and Leopold made their way out and started to fight back. I thought she couldn't use magic well, thought Leopold. As he fires a revolving blast of flames, Noelle rises and her ring shines, releasing all of her power in a ball of water that then takes the shape of a dragon head, which then digs its teeth into the living corpses and then explodes, destroying them. I feel so free. My magic is doing exactly what I wanted to. Enveloping her legs with armor, she pushes forward, creating a revolving spear. She then uses to rip apart undead after undead, and Leopold is mesmerized, as is Fuegolian, who arrives on the scene. She looks just like her mother, he mumbled. I see you're taking care of business. The both of them then turn to see the man, and Noelle proudly says that this much is nothing, right as over them a giant ship of earth flies over. All citizens are being moved to the medical ward, so go all out, yells Asta. I don't care anymore. Hearing all this, the knights are happy to hear this because now they can stop holding back against whoever this force is. And we see Asta land right beside Rades, who then turns to face him. And before him is a little girl that obviously this sick motherfucker was trying to do something to. I guess I was wrong technically, but you won't last long, said Asta. As he grits his teeth, Rades will shout, You! What gives you the right? He summons a massive mummy which hurls at Asta corroding blasts, at which point an explosion of ice erupts from his feet, easily blocking this before shattering into blades that shoot forward, spearing into the man and freezing him in complete stasis. The summoned Jimmy as such disappears as Asta makes his way past Rades and holds a hand out to the little girl. You okay? With a blush, she nods and takes his hand as she is enveloped by wind and begins to rise into the air as a clone then takes form, looking to Asta and nodding as he then chases after the ship with her in his arms. And he says, alright, why don't you come out already? Atop a roof, Valtos is glared at by Asta and panics, summoning his comrades that rise from a portal surrounding Asta. Sticky Salamander! Using her magic, Sally jumps back, creating a giant gel creature, which releases tendrils of massive size at the boy, who backflips and takes to the skies, swinging and releasing a direct blast of wind. That won't work on my Sticky Salamander. Oh, really? As he clenches his fist, this blast then condenses into pure mana, turning green before blowing apart the creature to nothing, and Sally crashes into a wall, getting knocked out. Get him! Firing thorns at Asta along with wind, fire, and everything they could, they plan to overwhelm him, but as they reach him, each element is reduced to nothing as they hold their ears in pain. Elemental magic, sound series, sound box. Taking the form of a cube, his sound waves reverberate and increase in frequency, bouncing back and forth until they all fall with their eyes going blank and bleeding from their ears. I must leave right now, thought Valtos. Elemental magic. As he hears this behind himself, Valtos sees Asta below crumble to pieces, like the one that was before, like on the ground, crumbles to pieces of earth, and from behind him, he is tapped and is shot by 1 million joules of power. And he says, lightning series, jolt. As he smacks his hands together, Asta would see Noelle flying over from afar. Hey Noelle, I'm right here. He flies over to her and he grabs Valtos, dropping him down to join his friends, while he would trap them all in an iceberg. The two meanwhile would meet in the sky, with her asking if he's okay. Of course I am, but let's talk about you. I see my lessons are paying off. Now I can up the intensity. Later, can't you do something about these flames? What do you think, I can just do everything? Yeah, no problem. He takes even higher to the sky as Fuegolian then flies and meets Noelle in the sky, asking what he's doing. Leopold jumps atop a roof so his voice can reach them and questions the same. I don't know yet, she said. Because Valtos is cold, he couldn't transport everyone away. So they, those who are like still in the kingdom trying to revolt and everything, watch as a massive formation of runes are brought to one point by Asta as the fires seeping into the kingdom are taken towards him. This clears the capital of the spreading flames before he fires it into the sky, blowing away a cluster of clouds, taking with it the darkness that had covered everything. All in a day's work. He stretches, pulling his arms to the sky, and then drops past Noel and Fulgonion until he catches himself with wind at the last second and lands. Who the hell were those people? Thought Asta. Now we go to Yuno. He finally uses spirit magic, and before him is Belle. Hi, I'm Belle. Yuno, are you Sylph? As she nods, Yuno is surprised he even managed to do this. Asta put out the flames, he thought. I guess it's over. Luckily, no one was hurt, and Owen, the best healer of the kingdom, takes care of those who got some cuts, and at the end of his marvelous work, Asta is given the rank of Intermediate Magic Knight. Yuno becomes a Junior Magic Knight, and Noel gains the Junior rank as well. Black Bull Base. There we see panic, as Magna would shout, "Already? It's not like I asked for it. I asked him to take it back. You got the Wizard King to acknowledge you, and then you asked him to take it back?" yells Magna. "Screw you, we're training right now." He runs past Asta, grabbing him by the collar, and Asta says, "This is my fault now?" "Huh, I'm even higher than you now," said Charmy. "Bow to me." "Hey, go tell Magna to ease up on the kid. He needs to take a break," said Yami. Just then, a massive explosion of wind puts out his cigarette, and it makes him pissed. "Tell him now." "Okay, Captain," says Luck. "Asta, if you don't take a break, Captain Yami's gonna kill you." As he lands, blowing away Magna, he's confused. My life consists of constantly making issues. He's barking up the wrong tree. "Oh, then just join me." Popping his head out from a portal, Fernal suggests that they go to a mixer, and they're all left in silence, saying simultaneously, "You are the last person who should be thinking about girls, Fernal." Come on, guys. "I'm staying to train," said Magna. "You can go if you want." "I feel like if I don't, he'll cry," thought Asta. And so he goes, and Luck follows, and you find them in a pub with the three facing three girls, Elaine, Rebecca, and let's say Emma. I don't really care about their names. And Fernal says, "Nice to meet you. I'm Fernal Rulercase." Also, I'm not sure why he calls himself that, because his family name is Vode, but he's practically not even part of his family anymore, so I guess that's what he adopted. Whatever. Luck says, "I'm Luck Voltia," and Asta says, "Asta." The girls introduce themselves and what they do as jobs. "Oh, what is it like?" asked Fernal. "Did you inherit them, or is it self-made?" "That doesn't really matter," said Emma. "Tell us about being knights." "It's a pain in the ass," said Asta. "What? I thought you liked being a magic knight," asked Fernal. "Never mind, you say something, Luck." Divulging into a fight with way too much detail, Luck just scares the girls instead with the gore, but they do have a way to eventually start a conversation and get to know each other a little bit and get along, but Asta and Rebecca are honestly quiet. "Alright, bored now, gonna leave." As he stood, Fernal then panics a bit just as a certain drunk man makes his way over, forcing Asta to sit back down as he holds his nose in pain. "Oh, your breath smells like trash. God." The man then begins, harassing Rebecca verbally, leaving everyone quite uncomfortable. "So you're trying to bag a knight, huh? Your man must have walked out on you. Let me take care of you." As he reaches for her arm is when it is grabbed, and Asta's demeanor changes. "What do you know, you drunk fat bastard? Huh? Let go of me." He throws a wide swing only to be lifted to the sky as Asta then raises and swings him down to the ground, tearing the floor and the tiles, shaking the establishment. Family isn't something you can just make fun of. Got it? As the room erupted with applause, however, Asta quickly grabs a hold of Rebecca, saying, "Come on, let's run before we get into trouble." Yeah. As they all run out, Noel, who had been spying on this whole situation as a maid, quits and runs out and follows the two to an alley. "I wonder what they're talking about," she mumbled to herself. "When I come to my house for a while, I mean, you can just stay and just do whatever." "Sure, Captain told me to relax. If I go back, he'll just start chasing me because I'll be messing with magic and stuff. Sometimes I wish I had normal people problems." As they begin to walk together, Rebecca says that he sounds so snobbish right now, which leaves him chuckling as her doing the same infuriates Noel, though she does not know why. She's assumed that it. As he goes to her home, Asta would play with her siblings, Anne-Marie, who is an orphan much like himself, so they relate in that factor. He raises them into the air using gusts of wind that surround them, giving them the illusion of flight. "They remind me of my siblings a little bit," said Asta. "You never said you had siblings," said Rebecca. "I was left at church, so I guess people wouldn't consider us family, but blood doesn't matter to me. Sometimes I feel like I'm betraying their expectations of what they think I should be like. I'm sure they're proud of you. I mean, We could all agree that, need an attitude adjustment. Ha ha, very funny. Oh, you think I'm joking? You better be. I'm not ruining what I already got going. As he focuses back on the kids, though, he sees someone arrive, that being Ghosh, who drops his big presents. Brother, said Marie. I did not see that coming, said Asta. Hey, Ghosh-senpai. As veins bulge across his neck and head, Ghosh finds it hard to hold himself back. I'm gonna kill you. He fires a ray from a mirror, which Asta would catch, giving it the form of a sphere. Gravity magic. He then crushes the attack, letting down the kids who are now scared and run behind Asta and Rebecca. So you chose to mess with my sister. Don't know what you're talking about, you siscon. Leave Asta alone. I'm gonna marry him. Stop being so mean. Upon hearing these words from Marie, Ghosh internally shatters and ready another beam when a voice then shouts at him. Would you start acting like an actual adult already? Sister Teresa asks. She approaches with another sister in tow, apologizing to everyone for him. He never learned to act normal before anyone but his family. Makes sense, said Asta, but also if you attack me again, I'll break you in ways you never knew possible, senpai. As he shivers with fear, Ghosh, his anger just keeps coming and he's like trying not to run away, but his misguided obsession, trying to protect his sister is just like holding him there. And that sister begins to be taken away as he would yell, "What are you doing, you old hag?" Taking her home. You're clearly on some weird agenda as per usual, and it's getting late. Me and Marie were gonna have a date, damn it. Hearing nothing else from the sister, at least Marie waves him goodbye, and also Asta, and everyone, says they had a fun time with her, and she says the same to them. And Ghostin just stares at Asta saying, "This isn't over. I know where you live, senpai. I should be saying that to you." With a scoff, he leaves as the kids ask if that guy is really safe to be around, but Asta says that he can't hurt him. But I might end up breaking every bone in his body if he does that again, he thought. And he says it very nonchalantly. Like, Asta is extremely forward. He's kind of an asshole, but like he's nice. Now, as per usual, Asta will stay with Rebecca, same timeline, and he will take a good nap. But even while sleeping, his mind only focuses on Mana, and it awakens him as he feels something disturbing in the ether. Rolling out of bed, he looks at his arms, and he's covered in runes. What? I never put these on me. Like I said, he never really knows that he has this form active sometimes. He just like uses it. His grimoire then flashes before him, flipping through pages to show a new series of spells. Realm Heart. I'll think about this later. He puts his clothes on and runs out to find that it is snowing, but well, he's still in his Realm Heart form, which is telling him that this is due to magic. This is not real snow. He also senses Ghosh approaching and turns to see him. We're gonna settle this right here, he said. I don't have time for you, said Asta. His eyes trail to elsewhere as we see him expand an extra sensory field of mana, which lets him notice everything in the Clover Capital. It literally encompasses the entirety of the Clover Capital. Kids? He thought. When did they get over there? Just then, Ghosh attacks him with reflectory flame, bouncing beams off of mirror after mirror, building up power until it almost hits him, only for the attack to then just crash into the snow, making a crater. If you attack me again, I will kill you. Now actually getting annoyed for real, Asta wasn't joking around anymore, and Ghosh could sense it. Lucky for him, Rebecca runs out seeing her siblings were gone, so he wasn't gonna get his ass whooped. I can't find them anywhere. What's going on, Asta? I found them already. All of them, don't worry. All of them? Said Ghosh. Don't tell me Marie is. Yes, she was abducted. People begin to make their way out of their homes asking for help, and when they notice Asta and Ghosh, they see the robe, so they ask them specifically. And Asta says, I'm getting them right now, don't worry, your kids are gonna be fine. He gives a reassuring smile as he leaps off and then lands gliding on a trail of ice. Wait for me, shouts Ghosh. He runs to get his broom, but right now we'll focus on Asta as he zigzags through the snow as he's snowboarding until he reaches a cave, and outside that cave was Marco. Those bastards. His acute senses can even hear screams from inside, so he quickly stops and activates a fire spell. This envelops the boy in the arms of what seemed like a fire spirit, resembling an elf that begins to heal up Marco and warm his body. Wait right here, Marco. I'll get him for you. He takes off his robe and puts it on him and then dashes off, flying at intense speed and a lot of hate backing him up until he lands in the cave, surprising Barrow and Nage. Meanwhile, Asta only focuses on the little girl being sapped of mana. Unforgivable. A massive slab of ice glaciers explode from him, hitting and slamming Barrow and Nage into walls before freezing them into it. A wave of frost then heads for the girl, freezing the machine only, which shatters the machine and sets her free as she falls forward and is caught by Asta. She can still gather mana. I'm happy I noticed it in time. He begins to heal her before then setting her down, when from the crowd of kids yells Marie, Asta! Oh, Marie, good job. How are you still conscious? She runs to him and hugs him and explains that, she has this thing that, goes attached to her and helped her keep control of herself. And Asta asks if they did anything to them, and she shakes her head. I just woke up right now when you came. Okay, we're going back home, alright? First, I need to free the kids. He plants his hands to the ground, and because he's still in Realm Heart, he is able to use rune formations so much more easily to unravel mana, influencing them and returning them to normal. When they are back to normal, they're freaking out. Huh? Where's my mom? Dad? This isn't my house. They begin to truly freak out, and they're almost in tears, but Asta would exit Realm Heart and calm his bloodlust because he's been really pissed for a while now, clapping his hands and getting their attention. You're all going home, okay? Don't worry, sister's on the way. Hearing this makes them feel much better because obviously his sister knows everyone. If they're not orphans, she's just a nice lady, and they're still a bit nervous, but it is what it is. They're literally like in a cave out of nowhere. They don't remember how they got there. They're kids, of course. They're freaked out. Just then is when Gush actually flies in, shouting for Marie, who runs to him, and he catches and hugs her. Oh, you're never leaving my sight again, ever. Past him then flew Sister Teresa, who has Marco with her, and she is quickly swarmed by the kids who now feel much better that she's actually here. And they ask, what's wrong with Marco? He's not moving? Oh, give me a second. As he taps his head, Asta sets a rune and unravels the spell, and as he blinks back to reality, Marco looks around. However, Asta feels a drain in his power, and it's not much, but it is noticeable. Guys, what's happening? Asked Marco. He's back, yay. We're all going home now, right? Teresa would nod, and Marco is a bit disoriented, but to see everyone here makes him feel more safe, especially if someone like Asta is here as well. Please start heading out. I'm getting a bad feeling, said Asta. Thank you, young man. We'll make our way back right now. Just then, however, a bright light startles everyone. When it is extinguished with light spears falling to the floor from Asta's gravity magic, he enters Realm Heart staring up at Licht as he descends from a portal. That magic. Everyone get out. Ghost flies out without a second thought as Marie yells for Asta, and Teresa says that she'd be back as she takes the kids and just leaves. Hey Marco, take care of that rope for me. As he hears this with a tear, Marco nods as from the portal falls Valtos and Sally with Licht. He broke you out, huh? Said Asta. Licht then smiles, saying, so it was you who foiled my plans last time. I'll be sure to rectify that. You've gone and ruined another operation of mine, it seems. And so what? As his eyes widen, Licht would release barrage after barrage of light spears surrounding Asta, who creates a blade of ice, batting away and cutting through each before holding his hand out, trapping the rest of the spells in spheres of water that then appear like in an instant. Water magic as well, perhaps copy magic, thought Licht. The light spells are then absorbed by the spheres of water, expanding and firing needles in like the millions as this forces Licht to shield his companions and himself with a light shield that begins to crack, so he adds another layer. You think you can waltz in my territory, abduct kids, and get away with it? You must be fucking insane. He swings, shattering his ice blade and releasing a gust of wind. This easily shatters the two layers of light and light barriers, but blitzing Asta with a light blade, Licht would then aim for his neck, and the boy parries with his fist, shattering it on contact. What? With this body alone? With a shout, Asta slams the back of his fist into his chest as it explodes with flames, sending Licht flying, only to be punched to the ground by a fist of earth that forms from the ceiling of the cave. Licht barely catches himself with flight, quickly taking off and avoiding massive earth spikes that follow him around. You can't escape me. You crossed the line. You crossed the line you never should have. I'm starting to hate you even more, human. Creating two light whips, Licht would swing them at incredible speed, carving into the walls of the cave, but not even moving an inch. Asta parries the attacks with his bare fist from one arm. Elemental magic, Earth series. As the area begins to rumble, Licht would dissipate his whips, instead firing a ray of light at Asta, which is then blocked by a steel shield. Metal! Who are you? Shouts Licht as he fires ray after ray, as each one of them near Asta, who smiles, saying, Name's Asta, bastard. Moving at the speed of light, pillars then explode from the cave, hitting and slamming into Licht, who finds himself spewing blood as they're literally coming from literally every side of the cave. So it's a massive cluster, all aiming for him at the center, and he just spews a fountain of blood. Master! Stay down, said Asta, as both Valtos and Sally fall to the floor face first via his, gravity magic. How dare you hurt my comrades! Yells Licht. He releases his light and he burns the earth as its strength only grows more and more actually because, it's actually now turning to glass, and Asta smiles, saying, You idiot. These glass pillars now shatter off instantly, freeing Licht before then extending into long spears that pierce him from all sides. Licht at this point is just left speechless. This is not normal. It shouldn't even be possible. I get it. I mistake you for a commoner, but you must be a— Nope, I am not a noble. Shut up. Just shut up. The glass then strengthens its density and grows inside as Licht would scream in pain, feeling his mana being sapped as Asta asked him, "Tell me why I shouldn't kill you. What is your name, human? I already told you." "Right, Asta. I acknowledge you're strong, but you made a mistake. You assumed I came alone." Asta do not surprise at all. He looks more alert, at least, as a portal opens up behind him from which a massive arm swings. He dodges without looking as he tilts his head before then grabbing and dragging out Vetto, who he swings over his shoulder to the ground, shaking the cave. Vetto manages to catch himself with his legs barely as Asta would then just appear before him, holding his hand over his grimoire. Elemental series compound, glass creation. I don't know much more about this form yet, but I know how hard it was before this to combine these elements. Now it seems seamless, thought Asta. From the spheres that, are inside Licht, literally like just inside his body, a cage would slowly form around Licht, who smiles, seeing Fauna float out from the portal next, looking absolutely pissed. "He did this to you, huh?" she said, looking at Asta, who dukes it out as he clashes fists with Vetto, who covers his arm with the aura of a bear claw, only for the spell to be blown away and his arm shattered. He is stunned, allowing Asta to grab him by the throat, and from his body then explode glass shards, and he says, "Glass series, maiden." With a loud enraged shout at this point, Raya would then just crash before Asta, releasing a blast of light and fire, fire as strong as Fauna Salamander, mind you, and it completely envelops the boy as Raya would then ask Vetto if he can heal and if he's okay. "Raya, he still hasn't let go." As the smoke slightly clears, he sees that Asta's grip is still on Vetto's neck when he's then blown away, as are his spells, and he's stuck into a wall, unable to move. And we then see Asta looking cold and calm, but he is in a tremendous amount of pain from holding all these spells together. "How dare you," said Fauna. Asta looks up as she flies in on her salamander, and he says, "That's my line." She and her salamander then are about to attack when they find themselves flash frozen in an instant with no time to even react, and they crash and fall. Vetto just then activates his third eye, ripping his body to shreds and regenerating as he grabs Asta's hand in front of him and with a shout smashes him down with both arms, using all of his power, forcing Asta to block, but he just uses one arm with his feet digging in as he blocks every bit of attack that he throws his way, not even moving an inch. He's stronger than me, even while I'm using forbidden magic? Pushing him off at this point, Asta kicks and twists his innards, but Vetto pushes back, releasing a blast attack, which Asta dodges, rushing back at Vetto and wobbling him with a punch to the face. "Vetto, don't give in just yet." As he hears this, the elf then grits his teeth and swings only on instinct as he explodes with negative magic, and while he misses, he punches through a portal, and Asta is hit from the back, barely dodging with a spin. Damn it, Realm Heart is weakening over time. As he backs up, he ducks and avoids a beam of flames when he sees Raya before him touching his grimoire. "Gotcha." However, Asta smiles, saying, "Whatever you're trying to do, I pray for your safety." As he releases his touch, Raya's power takes effect, and he is overwhelmed as his body forcefully erupts into Realm Heart, and he then leaves the form as his body explodes with blood. Both he and Vetto begin to fall while Fauna tries to burn Asta's ice, but just cannot seem to. She sees them hit the floor, and of course Licht, well, he's literally bleeding out in the the little cage. No, there's no way." Fauna finally uses her third eye, increasing her mana, but Asta explodes with ether. "Just stay down already." She is smashed to the floor as the glass maiden also shatters, smashing the rest of them into the ground aggressively with enough force to crush their bones. "I'm tired." As he falls to his knees, Asta leaves his new form and begins to fall himself when he's caught by someone. Not that he's able to say who. "God, you're a busybody, kid," said Yami. Stepping through the portal he used, Noel Inferno would run out. "Is he okay?" she shouts. "How should I know? He's tough, he'll manage. He had one hell of a fight." He looks around seeing all the damage, like these people were mollywopped, like they are broken. And he hands him to Finro, asking to take him away, and he ends up at the medical ward and they give him some attention. Also, just to clarify, because if I didn't before, I want to remind y'all, Asta is only able to combine his elements when he enters Realm Heart. He wasn't able to before, and I hinted at it before in the past part, because he also has the constitution of an Ashura. He is the only one his magic works for, as it is fundamentally different from everyone, which is why, you know, anti-magic has no effect on him. Raya can't copy Realm Heart, because to use that shit, and even in his own manua, Arthur struggled as a mere human. So the fact that an elf would, like, in the body of a human would try to, like, use that shit with no experience, you're gonna get fucked up. Like, you need to be able to control it to a certain degree. You have to be physically strong as well, and we know how busted Ashuras are physically. Anyway, slowly opening his eyes, Asta sees a beautiful ceiling as he sits up, finding himself in a fancy room, as Nera would then fly in through a window, landing on his head. "You know where I am, Nera?" "I'll fill in the details," said Marks as he enters. Will Asta eventually control Realm Heart? What happens to the Eye of the Midnight Sun? Did they escape? Did they not? Find out in the next part of Black Clover. I hope y'all enjoyed this 1-hour video, and I really hope that you continue to watch my videos. And yeah, peace. I'm gone.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my